Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys a Nihil guide. So this is going to be how to kill Nihils efficiently, and it is actually a pretty good high level moneymaker. And you can actually make up to 7 mil per hour while killing Nihils. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the video. So first, looking at the requirements and recommendations. So the requirements are Fate of the Gods, 76 Slayer. You also need 87 Summoning to make the Nihil pouches. And then recommended is the 90 plus range and defense. You could probably get away with 85 plus, maybe even 80, but 90 is a good base guideline. 81 Divination is also really useful. Then you can transmute the required items to make one Nihil pouch into the other. So for example, you can transmute Avianchi Talons from the Smoke Nihils into the Icy and Feather for the Ice Nihil pouch. And then obviously 95 Prayer and 96 Herblore would be really useful for this method for curses and overloads. Overloads are definitely much more important because when killing the Smoke Nihils, which are the easiest to kill, their special ability will drain your stats. So if you have overloads on or active, then their special ability will pretty much be negated. And now looking at the gear setup, you are going to want tier 80 plus weapons as well as tier 70 plus armor. The Amulet of Souls is also really important here for its ability to boost Soul Split a little bit. So this will allow you to not require as much food. And then Cinderbane gloves would be the best recommended gloves for the glove slot. And this is because they have a passive effect that applies poison at a 1/6 chance to targets. So it will pretty much boost your DPS against Nihils just a little bit, which definitely does help. And then one of the most important items for this method is the Shard of Zeros, which you obtain from the Fate of the Gods quest. This makes it so the Nihils aren't aggressive to you. If they were, you really couldn't do this method, you'd die instantly, so you really do need this item. And then as for the weapon, you can use either a two-handed ranged weapon or a dual-wield ranged weapon. There isn't really much of a difference. The two-handed ranged weapon will allow you to use bombardment, and then the dual wield will allow you to use a needle strike. There isn't really one of those abilities that is that much better than the other, so it really is your preference. And now moving on to the inventory. So you're going to want an overload or holy overload. Bring one or two of these, especially if you're going to be killing the Smoke Nihils, which you should. Then you should bring some prayer potions or super restore potions. Definitely super restore if you are not bringing overloads or you can't make them. Enhance Excalibur does help here, and then you can have your pack yak with the winter storage scrolls. I think this is the best option. You can actually use your legendary pet and allow it to have the Beast of Burden perk. That does help as well, as it could pick up the drops automatically, so it would boost your GPL per hour a little bit if you did that as well. So now moving on to the abilities that I will be using. So the main two abilities are Corruption Shot and Fragmentation Shot, the first two on my ability bar. Corruption Shot is definitely the most important. It will allow you to hit Nihils around you when you're hitting the Smoke Nihil. So you'll hit a few Shadow, a few Blood, a few Ice. And then once you do this long enough, for maybe 5-10 minutes, it will lower the health of the other Nihils, allowing you to get some pretty easy kills. So your ability bar doesn't need to look exactly like mine. Mine is just like this because I'm comfortable with it, but definitely have Corruption Shot and Fragmentation Shot at the first two spots. So Nihils are located in the World Gate. The World Gate is right here on map. So you can teleport to the Eagle's Peak Lodestone and just run south to it. And this is what it looks like. You'll want to click enter and travel to the pit. So once you get to the pit, you will want to run to the center of it, and then you should get a chat option asking you if you want to spawn the Nihils, and it should be the second option. So when you click this, the Nihils will spawn and they'll start running around. And you're going to want to kill the smoke Nihils. These are the green ones. So find a nice corner where there are a lot of them spawning, and then you can just start attacking them. They really shouldn't do much damage at all. The other ones might, so definitely try to only hit the smoke Nihils. You can take out the other Nihils when their HP is low after you use corruption shot on them a little bit. And that is pretty much it. You can just have a nice little corner where you see a few of them spawning. And as you can see, when the other Nihils are running around, they start getting hit as well, and you can pick them off later. And so now looking at the drops that you should prioritize to pick up. So the most valuable drop is the summoning ingredient. For the smoke Nihils, it is the Avalanche Talons. So you want to prioritize picking these up first and filling your Beast of Burden with them. Also collect the Elder Charms. You can do this with your Charming Imp. And these are also required to make the pouches. And then with 81 Divination, you can use 10 Elder Energy to convert the Avalanche Talons into the most profitable summoning ingredient. It is usually for the Ice Nihil pouch, so it would be the Icy Feathers. But it does change quite frequently, so you will want to check that before you actually do make the pouches. And they pretty much are just around the same price anyway. I believe a Nihil pouch is around 120k each, so that is where you make most of the money from. Now, the other drops that you should get, most of them would be noted, so you'll get stuff like Crushed Nests, Pure Essence, and a bunch of different herbs. It'll also have a few pretty good coin drops that you can pick up, and it will drop some Elder Energy. So all of these drops do add up as well, and it should get you to around 7 mil GP per hour. So now let's look at making the Nihil pouches. So once you have finished collecting all of the ingredients, so your full hour at the Nihils is done, you can actually transmute your ingredients into the most profitable one. This does cost 10 Elder Energy, so you kind of do need to check and see the price of the 10 energy versus the extra you're getting on the transmutation. And to do this, you just want to check the prices of the Nihil pouches and check the difference. So right now the Shadow Nihil pouches are the most expensive, so I'm going to transmutate them into the Demon Horn, and then I'll sell those Nihil pouches for roughly 120k each. So once you have actually transmutated all of the summoning ingredients, you can now go ahead and make the Nihil pouches. So this costs 1 Elder Charm as well as 150 Elder Energy, 1 pouch, and the summoning ingredient. As you can see, it is just that easy to make the Nihil pouches, and they are selling for 123k each, so that is some pretty nice profit that you can make. And it only took me 10 to 15 minutes to obtain that many Shadow Nihil pouches. Now, one thing that I would like to note is that I didn't actually get as many Elder Charms as I did the summoning ingredients, so you may need to stock up on Elder Charms. You can also get Elder Charms from Musbuzz, so you can go kill them and stock up on a bunch of Elder Charms. I killed a lot of Musbuzz before, so I did have over 100 Elder Charms in the bank, and this really does help when you are doing this method. Just have some of those Elder Charms in the bank ready to use. Anyway guys, that is pretty much it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more RuneScape 3 content. And if you guys have any suggestions of any other money-making guides that you'd like me to make, or even a guide for a certain Slayer creature that you guys would like to see, so something like this guide. But anyway guys, that is it. I really hope to see you in my next few videos. I do have some pretty special things planned, so I hope to see you there. Till the next one guys, peace.